This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 414. Should you go on vacation if you have debt? By Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfCents.com. And I'm your host and personal narrator, Dan. I'm here each Monday through Friday reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. HelloFresh is the meal kit delivery service that makes cooking more fun so you can focus on the whole experience and not just the final plate. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter the promo code FINANCE30. Again, that's FINANCE30 to get $30 off your first week at HelloFresh.com. Now, today's post comes to you from Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfCents.com, so let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Should you go on vacation if you have debt? By Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfCents.com. Managing your money and paying off debt can feel like a never-ending process. And if you have a long-term debt repayment plan, you may find yourself wondering if you can realistically take a vacation without feeling guilty and/or potentially wrecking your financial progress. Whether or not you travel while having debt is a personal decision. Personally, I did travel when I had student loan debt. They were usually short trips, and I always made sure to budget for them while keeping them as affordable as possible. And we still had a great time. We went to Puerto Rico, Kauai, and many other places, and each trip was done affordably. Plus, it was a great way to feel refreshed so that I could enjoy life while working towards my financial goals. See, I believe the key is finding a healthy balance. Luckily, I didn't have any super high interest rate debt, so going on vacation didn't stress me out as badly or derail my financial progress. I also didn't add to my debt by going on vacation, and I knew not to splurge on travel either. I know others who have debt but still spend thousands of dollars on each of their vacations, and they also believe that this is the only way to travel. That is not correct at all. You can still enjoy life on a budget, but it's all about having a good balance and seeking out what will work best for your situation. For example, if you have high interest rate debt that is building up each month and becoming more and more unmanageable, then I do not recommend going on an expensive vacation. Instead, enjoy the area that you live in for free, which is still very possible to do. In my opinion, spending money on a vacation would just add to the stress, while money would be better used toward paying off your debt. This will make sure that you don't put yourself in a deeper hole. How to travel if you have debt. Find a way to travel affordably. Travel is great, however, it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to enjoy your vacation. If you still have debt, especially a lot of high interest rate debt that's causing you to live paycheck to paycheck, then you will want to find a way to enjoy yourself affordably while on a trip. This may mean taking a staycation and exploring the town you currently live in instead of splurging on an expensive vacation across the globe. Here are tips for traveling affordably. 1. Take a staycation. Like I discussed above, if you have a lot of debt and need to put as much money as you can towards your debt, then a staycation is probably your best bet. I recommend finding free events and other free things to do in your area so that you're spending as little as possible. 2. Budget for the whole trip. Budgets are always a good idea. 3. Don't slow down your debt repayment plan. If you don't have the money to travel, then you may just want to skip the travel or find a way to make or save extra money in order to do so. 4. If you have the gear to camp, camp. Camping can be expensive, so I wouldn't recommend that everyone go out and buy new gear to do it. However, if you already have camping gear, then it can be a great way to travel somewhere affordably and see the beautiful outdoors. Related tip. My preferred way to travel affordably is to stay in short-term rental vacation homes, such as Airbnb. Airbnb vacation home rates are usually comparable or cheaper than a hotel, plus you usually have more room and there's usually a kitchen as well. Also, if you have a lot of people going on vacation with you, you can split a house for a much cheaper price than it would be for everyone to get a hotel room. Whatever you do, don't take on more debt. I've heard countless stories of people taking on more debt in order to go on a vacation and to travel more. In fact, one story I often share here on Making Sense of Sense is one of the worst stories I've heard about this. This person would take out thousands of dollars in extra student loans to pay for timeshares and cruise vacations, and they would actually brag about this. To take a vacation, you should never take on debt. Using credit card travel hacking is a different story and can be done wisely. But taking on debt to travel will just dig your debt hole even deeper, which will cause a lot of stress and probably make you regret taking a vacation in the first place. You want good memories to come from the trip that you take, not stress, regret, and other negative feelings when you think about your vacation. Vacations are great and all, but taking on debt to go on them is 99.999999% of the time not worth it. You just listened to the post titled, "Should You Go on Vacation If You Have Debt?" by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And a big thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. Each week, HelloFresh creates new, delicious recipes with step-by-step instructions designed to take around 30 minutes for everyone from novices to seasoned home cooks who are short on time. They source the freshest ingredients measured to the exact quantities needed, so there's no food waste. And it's now less than $10 a meal. Now, in my house, my wife is the one who loves to cook, but what she doesn't love is the process of figuring out what to cook for dinner each week and then making sure we pick up all of those items at the grocery store. And HelloFresh takes that part of meal making right out of the equation. They deliver everything you need right to your door in one package. So we tried 3 meals last week, and my absolute favorite was the chickpea-powered Mediterranean couscous with zucchini and heirloom grape tomatoes. It's as good as it sounds. It was 10 minutes of prep time, 20 minutes to cook it. It was fast, absolutely delicious, and good for you too, with lots of healthy, fresh ingredients in there. So definitely try it out. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter Finance30. That's HelloFresh.com and enter the code Finance30. Thank you all for listening all the way through. Have yourselves a great rest of the day, and I'm going to see you in the Friday show tomorrow, where we'll hear from Afford Anything. That's where your optimal life awaits.